Hey folks, Paul here with Let's Go Fishing with Paul. Today we're in the garage replacing the battery in my Alweld Marsh, and I figured since I was going to be pulling everything out of the back of the boat to replace the battery, I would go ahead and do a video to show you guys how I did the battery installation on my Alweld Marsh. So this is my boat. If you're not familiar with the Alweld Marsh, it's just your standard John boat. This is a size 1648, and you can see back here this particular boat has a lot of nice storage underneath the back casting deck here. All right, let me turn this light on so you guys can see what's under here. So if you look back under there, you can see where I've installed my batteries. I have two batteries. The one on the left is a smaller battery, and that's just a cranking battery for the motor. And then the big box, of course, is my main battery, and that runs all of the electronics on the boat. And I have them tucked up under the rear seat here. It's a really great spot for them because they're out of the way. And it's a good balancing point for the boat because the designers assume that people are going to be sitting in that area. So that's a good place to put the weight of the batteries. So I forgot to mention, I bought this boat in 2018, brand new. So it's a 2018 Alweld Marsh model. All right, so here's the old battery, 2016. I thought it was older than that, so it made it about 5 years, which is about average for a battery. So let me get the old battery out and put the new battery in. All right, while you guys were off getting your coffee, I got the new battery put in. It had been a while since I did all this wiring, so I was checking it out a bit to see what all these wires are about. So this big one here, it just comes off the positive, goes onto the breaker. Don't have a negative one going to the breaker. This big wire here goes into this tube, which eventually comes down here, comes up here, and goes up the gunnel, and that's the trolling motor wire. And then this wire actually has another smaller breaker on it, and that's for the navigation lights. So all the positive leads attach to the main breaker, so when I trip this breaker, nothing is getting power in the boat. And that's a good way to make sure your battery's not draining while it sits, and it's also a good safety measure to make sure nothing's going to get short while you're not around and maybe cause a fire. On the negative, okay, this is navigation light negative. This is the negative going to the onboard charger, and then this one has that lead on it, and that's the negative that goes down here to this wire, which is powering my fish finder. So that's about it. Let me get all this pushed back in there and see if I can get it all to fit the way it came out. Okay, I got the batteries back in there. You can see they're tucked in there real nice and tight. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hit this breaker, and I'm gonna go make sure everything's still got power. For this navigation light here, there's actually a switch here, turns it on. So I got power there. Got power there. Got power here. Now it's coming on. Trolling motor comes on. So it looks like we're in good shape. And just real quick, make sure this still has power. Yep. So we're in good shape. Everything still has power. Batteries are tucked in there real nice and tight. Very happy little batteries. So got my new battery installed. Gonna plug the charger in after I back the boat back in the garage. And that's a wrap. Thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, comments below. Love to hear from you. Take care.